I'm going to explain to you now macronutrients and how they are broken down. We have three macronutrients: proteins, fats, and carbs. And the main one that I want you to focus on is protein. So that's why you have a calorie number to hit and a protein number to hit. The other two, I want you to include them, but as you wish. So don't feel like you have to hit three different numbers. It's more just the protein that I want you to focus on. Starting with protein is really important because it's what we use to build our muscles and to maintain the muscles that we have. The most obvious source of protein is animal protein. So anything that's an animal, meat or fish, is going to be protein, and that's pretty straightforward. But then we also have other foods that are less well known for their protein content, but nevertheless contain protein. That includes eggs, dairy, tofu, quinoa, nuts. There is slightly more things to consider with the vegetarian sources of protein, as they're going to ramp up your calories in terms of your carbs and your fats, but it's still good news for veggies and vegans that they can hit a decent protein content with what they're eating as well. We need protein to both grow and maintain all of the cells in our body, with hair, bones, nails, and skin made primarily from proteins as well. And protein as a food group is also the most satiating macro, which means that it fills us up the most, and that's contrary to what many people believe, that carbs fill us up the most. Actually, it is protein. Protein is really important even if you're not weight training. And just a quick side note on protein shakes, they often get a bit of a bad rep, or people think that we should have protein shakes to make us massive, but that isn't the case. Protein shakes are simply another form of protein, and as long as you're getting a good quality protein shake, it just helps you hit that protein target if you're not getting that as easily with the food that you're eating. However, if you are getting it totally from food, then that's absolutely fine and you crack on with that. In terms of protein shakes, they're more just a quick, easy, convenient, often cheaper alternative to getting good quality protein into your diet. But don't feel like you have to have it, and don't feel like you shouldn't have it. Now, the recommended amount of protein to have per person is 1.6 grams to 2.2 grams per kilo of body weight. Let's just take a round number. Let's say you have a 100 kilo person. If they were to have 1.6 grams per kilo of body weight, it would mean they were having 160 grams. If they were having 2.2 grams of protein per kilo of body weight, it would mean they were having 220 grams. So this is what we've done with you. We've taken your weight and we've multiplied it based on the figure that is right for you in terms of how much exercise you're doing, how much weight training you're doing, and what you need to fuel your body. Now, protein should be consumed evenly throughout the day. So if you're having 3 meals a day or 5 meals a day, try and split your protein evenly throughout that time. Our body uses protein to elicit something called protein synthesis. And now I'm not going to get too scientific on you, but if you do want more science or more information on it, please just let me know and I will expand as much as you wish. But with protein synthesis, it's essentially our body's way of building up our muscles using that protein. Weight training, that is something that elicits protein synthesis, and it's also something that happens when we eat protein. Now, protein synthesis has a limit. Think of it like this. If you're somebody who regularly cuts your hair, you're supposed to have it cut, I think, a couple of centimeters every 6 to 8 weeks. Well, you wouldn't just say, okay, I'm not going to cut my hair for the whole rest of the year, I'm just going to shave it off now and that'll do me for the rest of the year. It's the same kind of thing. I don't want you to think I'm just going to have all my protein in the morning and then I'll eat veggie throughout the day, because it doesn't work like that. So with protein, it needs to be regularly consumed throughout the day, and try and get your protein into every meal. This may be a big adjustment for you, as it often is for a lot of people, so don't worry about that. It's something that I want you to work towards, and use the recipe guidance to help you with that as well. Protein is still also really important if you're not weight training and if your primary goal is only fat loss, because like I said before, it's the one that fills us up the most, it's the most satiating macro, and it maintains the muscles that you do have. Join me in the next video where I'm going to go carbs, carbs, carbs.